What's going on, everybody? Michael Clemens Fishing here. Across social media, across everything, all the platforms, the hot topic has been the MLF as of late. Before that, it was the high school tournament guys. Before that, it was forward facing sonar. I'm not going to talk about any of that right now. What I want to talk to you about today, respect on the water. The respect on the water has taken a sharp decline in the last several years. We call it the bent rod syndrome, call it what you want. Something that actually happened to me during a tournament earlier this year. I was power poled down on a honey hole all day long. I knew those fish were going to come through there at some point, and they did. They were coming through there. I had a couple 6-pounders, one over 7.5. I had a really good bag. I would put myself in contention for day two. Everybody saw me, power poled down, didn't move all day long. Day two rolls around, boat numbers flipped. I got a late boat number getting out. Sure enough, I get to my spot. There are 4 boats power poled down on my spot. One of them directly on top of where I catch them, just up on top of each other in this little bitty area. So, not trying to be a bad guy, not trying to start anything. I put the trolling motor down and I kind of just start working my way into there. And as I start talking to the guys, like, hey, what's going on, guys? And, the whole response was, yeah, we saw you here yesterday, power pulled down. We saw you had a good bag and figured this would be a good place. It was a good place. It still is a good place. I'll be there on that lake 3 times this year. I guarantee I'll be in that same little area. It's one of my number one honey holes on that lake. And I know if I stay there long enough, I will catch what I need. You know, these guys were in 40th, 50th, 60th place. I was in the top 10. I was in contention to put myself in a position to win that tournament, if not place in the top 3. By the time that I had gotten up there, they'd disturbed the whole area, ended up getting a 5-fish limit, had one good kicker, but not enough to get me into that top 3 or win that day. And I know my boat is a target on the water. Look, we have wrapped boats. We have our sponsors. We have, really, really noticeable boats. You can see my boat from half a mile across the lake. It's no mystery where I'm fishing at. Normally when I'm running shorelines or fishing out deep and chasing schools around or, jumping point to point, it doesn't matter. But this is a little bitty, very small area. A good friend of mine won that tournament, and I saw him in practice where he was fishing. He was there on day 1, did really well. And when I went by on day 2, he was parked in the same spot. Now, day 1, he was in a later flight than I was, so I could have stopped there. I knew there were good fish there. We talked about it. He told me what kind of fish he was catching. And I said, well, I'm on the same kind of fish, just a little further up the lake. And, it's a gentleman's agreement. We know we don't fish on top of each other. So, guys, girls, high school kids, anybody, pleasure fishermen, if you see somebody fishing a tournament and you know they're doing well, don't go fish on their spot. Go find your own fish. That's all we ask. Just do the diligence that we do. Put the time and the effort and the energy in to finding your own fish. Don't go run up and cut somebody off just because you saw them have a bent rod. Don't go over there because you know they're doing well in practice. We work hard to find those fish. We work hard to find those areas. Go find your own. That's all I'm asking. It's not that hard. You just got to put a little extra time idling in, a little extra time, looking around on your forward-facing sonar or your Mega 360, whatever you have. That's how we find them. But we put hours and hours and days into finding these fish. This is how we make money. This is what we do, and to have that kind of lack of respect from fellow anglers, knowing that, we're on big fish. So, I'm going to get there before him and I'm going to go catch his fish. You don't do that. You don't do that. So, anyway, guys, that's all I had to say. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Tight lines. Give me a holler. Let's talk fishing.